It was showtime in LA. That's right. Framber Valdez showed up, and so did Martin Maldonado. And Yordan Alvarez got another RBI with the runners in scoring position. We'll talk about this and so much more and unpack the 3-1 victory versus the Angels on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Bierling's back. This game is turned upside down. There's the runner. Fly ball down the right field line. Tucker comes on. Kyle Tucker. This time they finish the job.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Stros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can I find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. They can find me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive. Positive. I love when the Astros beat Ohtani. Always Stros.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go and keep on subscribing. Go and make us your first listen, and go and be an everydayer. What's an everydayer? That's somebody that listens to our podcast, every day and go or watches it every day or something like that. So go and make sure you listen to us on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go and check us out. So in this game, there's a lot of good things that happen, but one thing that we will have to address in a little bit is Mauricio Dubon, the savior at second base until Jose Altuve returns, got injured in this game. So how bad is that? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, you had Martin Maldonado, like you mentioned, hit a home run, and Framber Valdez dazzled the Angels lineup. So a lot to unpack in this game, like you said. And this episode is brought to you by eBay Motors. A championship team is all about each player being a perfect fit. Same with your vehicle. So for the parts that fit, head to eBay Motors and look for the green check. Stay in the game with eBay guaranteed fits. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. eBay guaranteed fit. Only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions do apply. So
that's how that inning went for Ohtani. That's okay. You were trying to do your Ohtani impression. I literally thought the guy was going out with a blister on his finger. He kept, holding his finger on his throwing hand. And so, Eric, that was a fun game. I honestly didn't think three runs would get it done. I was like, okay, here we go, scoring 3 runs again, and then they're going to make a late charge. And I was really wondering if they were going to give Framber Valdez the complete game. They didn't. It worked out. But Framber, like you said, dazzled. I love that word. We haven't been able to use words like that for a couple of weeks now. The Astros, they steamroll through 3 really solid ball clubs in the Blue Jays, the Braves, and the Rays. And then they fall completely flat to their next, guys up. And then yesterday's game, we know that was a disappointment. We don't want to go there. But Martin Maldonado's in there. There was a lot of talk yesterday about why not let Diaz get another game? He was 0 for 4, but why not let him get into a rhythm? Okay, Maldonado's going in there. We know he's in there with Framber, but why not shake things up? And look, when Martin puts the bat on the ball, he can swing a big bat. And Ohtani throws the ball really hard. And if you're catching up with those pitches and not getting those pitches that are sweeping in or a sweeper, look, Corey Julks almost took him deep tonight. That was a great hit. Corey Julks, even though he didn't get hits, he had competitive at-bats. He had a stolen base. So this game all around was a really good game for more than one reason.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I know that tomorrow's game is going to be a little bit more of a day game, and it's going to be, not day game, but 3:10 start. And so if you want to catch all the action, go ahead and go to catch every pitch of the Astros hometown broadcast with the Sirius XM app. So go download it on your app store or wherever you get it at SXM app, search Astros, and hear all the play-by-play with, I think it's Christian Javier versus Griffin Cannon. So that's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. And with the Astros, I think the Rangers lost in this game today. And then the Astros winning, that does move them up a little bit in the standings, but I know you got to take it one day at a time, and a win is good. The Astros now are back at 18-18, back to 500, and Michael Brantley's coming back tomorrow, right, Brett?
No,
he's not.
Michael Brantly's not coming back tomorrow. No.
Wait, that's what we've been told, right? He's been coming back.
Hold on.
I know the answer, so
I know. So, guys and girls, I hope you have your seatbelts on, and I hope you have the tray tables up in the upright position, because Michael Brantly has stopped hitting. This is according to Chandler Rome. Dusty Baker said it's unclear when he'll return, and he said it's not a setback. So here's full transparency, and this is Chandler Rome. Any update on Brantley? Yeah, he's still not ready, but he's close. So tomorrow's not likely? Probably not. Rome says, is he hitting? No, he's not hitting. He has had a setback? Not really. We decided just to take it easy for a couple days. He said when reporters entered the clubhouse Monday, the team spokesman said Michael Brantly was unavailable for interviews, even though no reporters present brought it up. The team does not make its head trainer available. Then, if you go further down that thread on Twitter, Chandler Rome says, but what was interesting, someone said, is Michael Brantly alive? And he said, very much so. He did an interview with an LA-based media person. Eric, did you hear that?
Yes.
He did an interview with an LA-based media person.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on with Brantley.
What questions do you want to ask him?
Well, I'm not going to ask his bobblehead anything, because we would probably get more out of his bobblehead can't speak for him. But Eric, this is a frustrating thing.
Wow, rude.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm actually pretty upset about this. And this is the only time I'm going to be negative on this podcast. But at least they did move away from the HIPAA law excuse, which most people don't even know what it says. But Michael Brantly, setback or not, guys, quit playing coy with us. Just tell us what the hell's going on. You owe it to the fans to tell us what's going on with Brantley.
I think I said in yesterday's podcast, I'm like, well, is he coming back tomorrow? Probably not. Is he coming back Wednesday? Probably not. Is he coming back Friday? Probably not. Is he coming back Saturday? Probably not.
I thought you were being pessimistic.
No, this is how everything has gone with Michael Brantly. This whole during spring training, this whole regular season, we don't know what the heck is going on with Michael Brantly. And I don't think until he puts on the Astros uniform and is in the lineup with the Houston Astros, we're going to know what's really going on, because it's a little bit fishy. It's a little bit suspicious. The fact that there wasn't a setback. He just can't hit right now. So what's going on?
He can't hit, or he's not able to hit. Look, this is funny. I put this up for Joseph. He goes, Brantley getting traded for who? There were a lot of people on social media tonight and in our Discord going, No, they were saying, so are you saying Brantley's going to get traded? I'm just telling you, people were going mad because they were like, what's going on? What could possibly be going on that he's not playing? I really thought we would see him Wednesday, Eric.
Okay,
I really would.
Just imagine that Michael Brantly was sitting down. I'm sure he was exercising, getting ready to come back. And then he played a whole bunch of minor league games. And yes, he was hitting the ball like crazy. And then all of a sudden he stopped for a few days to join the Astros. And then maybe he just got a little sore. Maybe he just got a little stiff. Maybe he got a little crick in the neck or something.
Don't create other storylines on our podcast. Always positive, always Stros. You can find them at Eric Talk Shows. No, but anyways, let's just get that out of the way. I just wanted to say that's the update on that. Now, have we heard anything further on Mauricio Dubon? And then we need to get to Framber. We need to get to the offense.
Yes, we do have a sort of update from Mauricio Dubon. I mean, do you expect them to say, okay, here's exactly what's going on in Mauricio Dubon? It is so rare for that actually to happen. And so you're not going to get it, Brett. So you might as well not even try.
So look, so rare. This game is phenomenal. If you go to sorare.com/lockedon, you can play this game. It's absolutely free. You draft your team. They give you a budget. You draft your team. And once you have your team, you can trade your cards in. Like if guys aren't doing well for you, I had a guy that is now on the IL, a Braves pitcher. So I was able to trade him in for a guy that's actually doing really well for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They gave me all these different options, but I've got Yordan Alvarez. I can't wait to see what my results were after today's game because I had some key players out there. And So Rare is a fantasy baseball game. And these cards that you own, they only increase in value. If you want to, you can go spend some money. I spent a little money and I got some limited cards and I'm enjoying that aspect of it. But before I did that, I was playing it for weeks for free. It didn't cost me anything. So there's no obligation to do that, to buy anything, but you can have a blast with this. If you rank in the top 5% or top 10% or top 1%, you can win prizes. You can win experiences at Major League games. You can win autographed jerseys and so much more. Their two main brand ambassadors are Juan Soto and Julio Rodriguez. That's right. So go to sorare.com/lockedon. Check it out. It's not so rare. It is so rare that you find a game that's great, but it's not so rare that you have fun doing it. So check it out today.
All right. We have an update from Dr. Smooth on Mauricio Dubon. Hello, I'm Dr. Smooth, a.k.a. Michael Brantly's bobblehead. And I would like to tell you that Mauricio Dubon left today's game with left hamstring discomfort. Yes, we're using that word, discomfort. I know, Astros fans, you are sick of us using that word, discomfort, but it's the way that we get around actually knowing what the heck's going on. We just use some word. It sounds like a fancy word, and it's our way of saying we don't know what's going on. It's better than just putting this emoji up like we don't know.
Well, here's the deal.
His hamstring.
So in the workforce, and if we have anybody that listens that is in any kind of construction industry or industrial industry, you know that companies use this term discomfort. Like if you pull your back, you say a back discomfort, and that's how it's reported. It's all for insurance purposes. But I think sometimes the Astros take this to a whole new level where they don't want their competition to know what's going on. I'll tell you this. I think Rylan Bannon's stint in AAA just got really short, and he'll probably get recalled because who else are you going to recall, Eric, as a position player? Who else are you going to recall to put there in his place?
Joe Perez on the 40-man roster.
They're not going to bring up Joe Perez. They're going to bring up Rylan Bannon, who was just up here. I'm just telling you, it doesn't excite me. David Hensley's glove at second base. He's not a defensive second baseman. He can hit the ball every once in a while, but he hasn't even been consistent there. It stinks for me. I don't even really I'm not going to miss Dubon's bat as much as I'm going to miss his defense when he was in there, because his defense when he was in there was stellar. It's been really, really good. And so you hate to see another guy go down, but this is next man up. This is 2023. And we just build them differently in Houston. Like you said.
All right. I've muted Brett because he's talking nonsense about Mauricio Dubon. We are going to miss his bat and his glove.
Hold on. No. I didn't say I wasn't going to miss his bat.
I know. I'm just playing.
I said I'm going to, because we have gotten lost. Like his glove has gotten lost in the fact that he's done so well at the plate. He's been a complete player, whether it's on the field or in the lineup. And so that is a good thing to say. His smile, yes, Mauricio Dubon's smile is definitely no, I didn't see Eric, you got DEFCON 2 going to DEFCON 4 saying that, mischaracterizing my statement.
You said that before I even said anything.
I didn't. Okay, well, I didn't say
it's okay
that I was going to miss his bat. I'm just saying that I am going to miss his glove more, if just as much, if not more, than his bat. Period.
Yes. He did get a hit today. He's batting 287 right now. And then David Hensley had a home run the day before. He did have another hit right now. He's currently batting 152. But I want somebody, I don't know who. I think Trey the Truth gave him that Astros necklace. It's the old school logo. It's got the old school Astros logo. That's crunk. I want that. I want somebody to buy that for me sometime.
Eric, no.
Crunk's not a word anymore?
Crunk.
Is that
No. Okay, lit. Yes. You don't, a necklace is not crunk. you get crunk, which means crazy drunk.
It's ice.
Yes, it's ice. Yes. Eric, we don't have time to educate you in the ways of the street lingo, but
Okay.
good try. I'll give you an A for effort. That was a David Hensley home run-esque.
It's crunk, not crunk. It's crunk. That's what we did back in the 90s.
You crunk? You got crazy drunk in the 90s? Do we need to have another podcast? Locked on Crunk.
No. All righty. So Bregman had 2 hits in today's game. I know one of them was a dying quail, a little pop up there, but
that's okay.
He changed his batting stance. It's more leaning on his bat, on his shoulder versus straight up like this. That way, it's more to the ball. And so we saw him hit that triple, and we saw him pop up, and it had some good luck for once. And we saw one good thing about Jose Abreu. And in this game, I know he struck out very bad. It was like, I know it was Shohei Ohtani. It was Shohei Ohtani. I got to keep on telling myself, but that ball was I think it was either a splitter or a sinker or something, but it was like in the dirt. And Abreu was struck out on that. But something that's scary about Abreu is that he has started 31 games hitting cleanup for the Houston Astros, and in 36, and he's taken 42 games, 42 plate appearances with runners in scoring position. He's 9 for 39 with 5 singles, no home runs, and 13 RBIs in those situations. Just imagine if he would have a little bit more success in those 42 plate appearances, how many more runs the Astros would be doing. So I'm starting to get on the boat. Man, I know I've kind of been on a boat, but I don't think it matters what we think. Dusty Baker doesn't care about what Eric, Brett, DEFCON 2, Joseph, Diana.
Yeah, hold on. Yes,
84.
he does.
He doesn't care what we think.
He does.
Abreu's going to hit cleanup for now, but I think you need to drop Abreu.
Oh, of course. I asked the question on Twitter. Why is Abreu going up to the plate after you have Yordan up, which Yordan is supposed to hit with runners in scoring position, are supposed to already be there. But I'm going to give you all some eye-popping numbers with Yordan Alvarez. This is amazing, and I actually updated it during the game. Yordan Alvarez is now batting .541 with runners in scoring position. That's 13 for 24 this season. With runners in scoring position with 2 outs, he's batting .642. With the bases loaded, he's hitting .800. And in close or late situations, .429. Now, also, get this. There's a high leverage situation barometer. 11 for 18, .622, 5 home runs, 27 RBI, and a 2.293 OPS. The fact that we got away with a contract to give this guy $115 million over 6 years is criminal. I think that's more criminal than what anybody's ever done in baseball in the last 30 years to help themselves win. That is a criminal contract. The Astros should be held in contempt because he is severely underpaid. He is not human, and he is, to me, the best hitter on the planet. Right now, there's no one else that is more clutch and more dialed in with runners in scoring position. And I absolutely love that he's going to be with the Houston Astros the next 6 years. I love it.
All right. This is Locked on Astros, but I do have to take a moment of appreciation to the Athletics. We're not going to do this much. And I know that they just had to change their site for their new stadium in Vegas, and they're going to ask for a lot less money for the new stadium from the taxpayers. But Jordan Diaz, he had 3 home runs today against the Yankees. The Yankees. And like Yankees, I mean, that's sad. And so apparently he is the first Colombia native to hit 3 home runs in a major league game. And you see all the A's bench doing this like motion, whatever that means. So, but I think right now as we wait for Altuve, I know he went down to Sugarland. He did do some simulated game. He did do some batting practice. But with the weather the way it is, they don't know if he's going to be able to play in any games over the next few days. In Corpus, the weather's just going to be as bad. So we don't know how much playing time he's going to get. But he is going to get some. So they're going to find some way for him to get some at-bats. But it's good to see that he's still even after those back-to-back days of batting practice in Seattle, he still feels good enough to take some batting practice in Sugarland.
Yeah, they said there were no complications, and Jose Altuve getting back sooner rather than later. I mean, he may be returning before our friend Michael Brantely. But that's welcome news because Altuve needs to be back in this lineup. Altuve needs to, because they're going to put him in at leadoff. They're going to, I guess when Brantley comes back, he'll be second. But with Altuve in here, maybe that's when they move Abreu down when they bring Altuve in. I don't know. But Eric, what I love today was Framber Valdez appreciation. And do we want to get to that third segment and talk about Martin Maldonado?
Yeah, okay, let's give this man some love. We have disrespected this man's bat for so long. You're a Maldy hater. You hate that dude.
No, I love Maldy. Maldy's my MF and catcher, bro. I've always said that Maldonado is the man. He's the captain of this team. I've also said that Diaz deserves more of a split start.
Right.
Maldonado needs to slowly hand over the reins. And we have always recognized when Martin Maldonado does connect with the baseball, he can barrel it up. That ball would have been a home run in 29 of 30 parks. The only Grinch park it would have not been out of
Fenway
is Baltimore. Baltimore is the only that left field porch that they moved back 30 feet is atrocious.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Why the heck did y'all do that, Baltimore? I get it. Y'all are still winning games, but Jesus, that was a mistake, bro. Come on. But Martin Maldonado absolutely waylaid that pitch. If you are on Twitter, there is a really cool Twitter handle called Would It Dong. And I didn't mince words. And his home run was 99.9 miles an hour off the bat, a 26-degree launch angle, 393 projected feet. Again, 29 out of 30 ballparks, that would have been a home run. And, man, I think Julks just maybe missed that ball maybe by a quarter inch because he almost hit one out. And that would have been a beautiful thing to see Julks hit one out on Ohtani. Because can you imagine as a rookie facing Ohtani? I was thinking about that the whole time. This dude – it's I get to face Ohtani. This is insane. So good thing for Maldonado to get involved, to be a part of the offense, because he hates more than we hate Maldonado not hitting. He hates not hitting because he wants to contribute.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. And I know that Kyle Tucker barely missed one too. And as Mike Trout was running back to catch that ball, I kept on thinking, please let this be one where Mike Trout jumps up and tries to catch it and misses it, and that becomes a highlight reel or something like that on ESPN. And if you want to watch the next Astros play or listen to next Astros play on tomorrow's game that against the Angels with Christian Javier, who's going to go out and absolutely deal just like Framber Valdez did, well, why don't you catch all the action on SiriusXM? That's right. SiriusXM has all the play-by-play coverage with Robert Ford and Sparky. You can just download the SXM app and search Astros, and pretty soon all the Locked On Astros podcasts will be there as well. So if you have SiriusXM, that's a good place to go. So let's talk about Framber Valdez. He had a okay game today.
He was all right.
A 2 out of 10. Yeah, 2 out of 10. So I think
he gave him 2 stars out of 10.
Yeah,
man.
No, I would give this a blue star for Milo Hamilton.
There you
appearance, because this is 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 12 strikeouts, 1 home run. And there was a little bit of, I forgot what inning it was. It was either the 5th or the 6th where a runner got on base. It was a hit, I believe. I think Trout got a hit. And then there was Ohtani had batter's interference. And it looked like Framber Valdez was about to come unglued, like we've seen in the past. And then he turned into pissed off Framber Valdez. And you started seeing the curveballs it's just like video game mode. And that's what it was. And it was just like video game mode and pissed off Framber the rest of the game. And that's what led to the 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, let me tell you, Framber Valdez versus Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, okay? Versus Mike Trout. Before the hit, okay, so he got a hit. So now Mike Trout is 2 for 18 against Framber Valdez in his career with 8 strikeouts. Shohei Ohtani is 4 for 28 with 8 strikeouts. This is something to write home about. We know that Mike Trout has said that Framber's got some of the nastiest stuff in the major leagues. And when he was up there, you could tell he was just so baffled. Like, how does this guy do this to me every time? When Mike Trout got that hit, you could tell he had a sense of relief. Like, I finally got to him. And this is a very good hitter. Ohtani's a very good hitter. There were a couple foul balls Ohtani hit in that first or second at bat that if he would have straightened out, good God, he would hit the ball a ton over the left field fence. But Framber Valdez, Eric, was dialed in, and he knew that he had to go long in this game for his bullpen because his bullpen has been suffering and the bullpen has been overused, and the starters have not been going to length. And there was a discussion, I'm sure, do we let him have a complete game? I absolutely loved it. Brenda Gonzalez says, love the fact that he kept his composure and he laughed it off. This guy is a changed person. From the first time I saw him in a rehab start in 2019 with nerves of a child, literally 6 walks, sweating bullets, to 2020 when Carlos got in his face till now, we have seen this guy mature.
Right.
And I think it would be a crime, and I'm talking about things being criminal tonight. I think it would be a crime if the Astros didn't figure out a way to sign Framber Valdez. I don't want another team swooping him up in the offseason because he absolutely needs to stay with the Houston Astros.
All right, so let's talk about Game 3. It's Christian Javier with the 2-1 record, 3.54 ERA, 43 strikeouts versus Griffin Cannon, 2-0 record with a 5.31 ERA, 18 strikeouts. Knock on wood, matchup seems a little bit favorable towards the Astros. You have Bregman in 5 at-bats, batting .800 with a home run, and I'm guessing that was a grand slam because he has 4 RBIs. You have Alvarez batting in 2 at-bats, batting .500, and then you have Tucker with a home run in 6 at-bats, batting .333. So those are guys that have faced Canning and who's had success against Javier. Unfortunately, it's Mr. Ohtani. He has 2 home runs in 13 at-bats, batting .308 with 4 RBIs. And that's about it.
Yeah, I think Eric, we do see a possibility for a series win here against the Angels. The Rangers, I believe the game tonight between the Rangers and the Mariners beat the Rangers. So the Rangers are in first place. And with the Astros going back to 500, I believe that sends Seattle back to 500, if I'm not mistaken, if they won tonight, because I think we were matching records there with them, even with that series loss to them. So we just need to win the series. We need to go on to the next series, which the Astros will be playing the White Sox in Chicago and the south side of Chicago at Guaranteed Rate Field. And the White Sox are down. This is a series they have to win. Let's get the series win tomorrow. Let's see Bregman get 2 more hits. He's 4 for his last 8 at-bats. I would love to see him put up another multi-hit game. Heck, Bregman, why don't you get on the board with the home run tomorrow? Tucker, you too. And whoever's in there, Chaz or Jake. Dude, Jake's stealing a base today. Jake making an amazing catch. We can't forget
Jake.
I
forgot about that.
Jake Myers is
showcasing his trade value right there.
Yeah. Man,
we need a starter.
You know how to deflate a guy's balloon.
Yeah, you want Jake Myers to go up on that wall and show his bad
Jake
arm.
Myers is not a bad defensive player. Jake Myers' bat has not been terrible this year.
No arm, that's all.
He's got no arm, but he's got speed on the. Anyways, yeah. So there you go. The turnstile of center field. So the Astros will come in tomorrow, hopefully get a win for the series, go to 19-18, and push themselves closer to the Arlington South Oklahoma Rangers. My bad.
Okay, when they're in first place, Brett, I think you got to call them the Rangers, the Texas Rangers. When they're in last place, you can make fun of their name.
No, I'm not going to call them the Rangers. I'm going to call them the Arlington Strangers. Yeah. How's that? Yeah, sorry, I don't respect them.
So Willard, I can't answer the entire question. We don't have time, but I think that once Jose Altuve returns, I think he is going to be the leadoff hitter, especially if Mauricio Dubon goes down. I don't think they're going to. Chaz did do well as the leadoff hitter, but I don't think that they'll have. You're going to put your best. You're going to put the guy that's been doing it for years. That's Jose Altuve, and so we'll see what the rest of it, and we'll talk about some more of this later. But guys, that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. Thank you for listening, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you make us your first listen and become an everydayer. Everydayer is somebody that listens to us every day. So go and subscribe to us. Go and listen to us on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you check out your podcasts. Go and check us out, and let's go ahead and get a series win tomorrow. That would be nice, right, Brett? So
that's right. It's not Martin Maldonado. It's Martin Maldonado. Let's go.
It's the wrong one.
Come on.